Okay. Yeah, I'm live. Good. Why is the mic a bit loud? How's the music tonight? Okay. Hope you're doing good. Hello, Jenny. Hello, everybody. Let's stop that music. And maybe put some old music on. Workday Lounge. Okay. The PC, not the phone. Okay. So, we're making new highs, right? New yearly highs, just as I speak right now, right? So it's a decently big deal because we just kind of invalidated a bunch of bearish count here, and I mean bearish count on multiple time frame. Yeah, the fact that we are printing a third move up, right? Kind of settle the thing for an impulsing process, right? Where will this get us is the question. We're gonna review a few counts that I already reviewed with the crew a few days ago, but yeah, well, we're gonna review them again. But firstly, I feel like looking a bit more locally. What has been my target here, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things evolve here. How I see the thing, well, you know, simply looking to count the move from last week low, right? Hope that, yeah. Right, I want to finish an impulse here. I mean, I want to, I'm looking at the potential to finish an impulse here for a potential pullback, retrace, because even if this is mostly a bullish confirmation to me, and I can delay, as I say, BC here, doesn't mean that we are going straight up from here. Obviously not saying it's impossible, but yeah, ideally what I would like to see for the coming days, maybe weeks, is still come back into this range, right? We did a nice deviation under it, quite a crappy chop at the low here. Now we are taking the high, but hopefully, yeah, hopefully, we'll get a retest again inside the range, right? And that might end up to be firstly a deviation. And the idea is to build a wave 1 here, right? Of higher degree. And we'll see where we retrace, but we can retrace anywhere inside the range as long as we print a higher low. So it gives us some room. The time it's gonna take, well, that's gonna be a good big question, but you know, we took quite some time to go down here. The rise is a lot quicker. But if this follow as I'm reading it at the moment, yeah, I don't know for sure how long it can take, but you know, ideally after a strong rise like this, very quick really pop. May expect a longer correction, choppy, you know, just like here it took a long time, right? Compared to the repop here. Now it doesn't mean this count is necessarily the good one. It is a compelling one. Now it still needs to prove itself. What kind of bothers me right now is the fact that we made a new high in the volume here. You know, not necessarily what you want for wave 5. At the same time, on the 4, we're still a bit lower. And it is a significant high, so, you know, there is a bunch of stop losses here, and even maybe stop buys. So not gonna overread this. We're still kind of overbought condition right now. A potentially building bearish divergence up to 4, I would say. Daily is reaching overbought here. But potentially, yeah, starting to build a forward divergence here. And so that is the count that I have for now. Right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 inside the 5th. The target for the 5th, if this is correct, is pretty much anywhere between 31,750 up to 33,600 or 750, right? This is quite wide. Sure. Oops. Sorry, coming back. So window a bit, there's a bit of wind. Yeah. Intermediate target here. The 123 retrace of the move down, basically. So it's just in between. And we have a liquidity level from last June high here. So that's why, you know, that's what I'm looking at for now as potential area for a top here. I don't think this is done quite yet. I think we're still inside of wave 3. Is this wave 3 already, or are we maybe even lower degree still? You know, maybe how do you count this? When things there is a diagonal here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Quite a deep retrace. 50%. I guess we're stopping a bunch of long here. You know, the breakout longs, pre-breakouts. Stop have been set tightly because we are back at the level from here. That means that everybody's at long, or not everybody, but most at long prior to the breakout already got stopped out. Probably, I just put the stop loss on the higher lows here very tightly, so we will have a bit of stop profit and stop loss cascade here. But we are still inside a territory for wave 4 as long as this hold, I guess. Maybe we dip a bit lower. I think that's how I'm gonna approach it for now. You know, we could say this is the third already, and the next high, a third of higher degree, I mean. And the next high gonna be high, maybe, but you know, would expect rather something a bit more complex here. So I'm drawing a count, but it's set to be evolve here. I don't necessarily expect it to be just that clean. And you know, I could probably as well redraw even higher degree. Maybe we push higher. Maybe we're still inside that third here. You know, maybe it's gonna be a bit more, or even go a bit higher. This, yeah, 261.8 here. Not delayed it, but you know, maybe this third could be pushed higher as well. Well, I think that happened at the top. You know, when I firstly count this, I had to redraw a few times, considering how it evolved for this fifth wave. At first, I was looking at the top a bit too early here. Seeing how there is still volume increasing, you know. Yeah, I'm not feeling any hurry to short this quite yet, but I do feel and think there's good chances that we will we'll get a bit of a bull trap here on that break. Pretty sure excitement gonna come back a bit too quickly. But in theory, with this as a 1-2, you know, in theory, if we take this as a basis, we could target a third a lot stronger. So it's not impossible that this was even stronger if volume keep pouring in. Getting notification here where trading chat mute for an hour. Okay, I'm just receiving this as a notification. First leverage Bitcoin future ETF because they were not leveraged. Okay, I don't know what this news is. But yeah, basically, what I'm looking at for now, I want to let things settle, topped out. And if, you know, it's really quick, well, I miss a short. And I rather, for now, just spread a bit of take profit above in the long. And let things rise for now. Rise and top out. Slowly. As it won't, at least. Hey, Heyman Ross. Hello? Stream is working. Okay. I'm drinking a bit of a mojito here. Celebrate that. And so yeah, I guess I'm just gonna flip to the higher time frame counts. What do we have here? We have a bunch of volume on Bitfinex. Binance, okay. Well, what things that got my interest here is aggregated spot. Okay, a bit less volume on spot, so So we have a bit more volume here on USDT. USD, perps. It's mostly Bybit USDT that's making new highs here. On the volume, I mean. Okay, that's good. Still serious. Quite serious. But yeah, item from count. So yeah, the idea for me is to capitalize on maximum I can, right? And still look for swings. So what I have left from down there, I'm probably gonna hold this for quite a long time. I already took profit on this. I'm just now taking profit on that I took on the trend here. But yeah, ideally I would like to get a nice short as possible, capitalize a bit on that, and reposition on the next retrace as best as possible, and on most likely futures contracts, at least partially, because I don't yeah, for now I will not have for the next halving, but pay as less funding as possible for the big leg up for the swing. Yeah, the idea is to look for that third wave next, and we have a few potential accounts here. One being the 1212, right? And here sub 12, in fact. Potential. The question that I'm having right now is, I was kind of looking for things to take a bit more time to build a second wave. Well, for that count, we already spend as much time as possible pretty much for this wave 2. But the thing is, so far, cycle of Bitcoin has been, tightly correlated with the halving, which is happening next year, probably in April. But usually, often we have a rise like a bit a year prior to it, or at least we print a bottom a year prior to the halving, and we still have a significant correction or consolidation, and we start really big leg, and the next cycle and new all-time highs only around the halving. So we're still quite away from it. But maybe this time we'll just front run it, because halving gonna be in April. Maybe we'll be printing in the top of the wave on the next halving. I don't know. Or maybe things really accelerate here and I don't know. Yeah, maybe we complete an impulse here. Higher, lower, higher high or lower high, doesn't really matter, and we still have quick retrace next year, with the higher degree wave 1, 2 possible, because here I'm, projecting a third wave quite high on that count, and higher degree even higher. But initial target could be a lot tighter, right? Instead of doing 1, 2, 3 as it is suggested here, maybe we'll have something a lot more conservative, smaller 3 for 5th. Yeah, 261.8 that work as well here for 5th like this, right? And that can happen like in a lot less time. It could happen just until October, and that would allow us to still get quite a retrace to build a bigger 1, 2 and give us a lot higher target as well. Yeah, the problem, right, with the beauty of Elliott Wave allowing us to project things, it also gave a lot of room to how things can evolve still, because in all of these are target for the third wave, right? According to the color. What color is that? And for now, I don't know how strong gonna be that third wave. I cannot really predict it. I mean, I can make a guess, but I don't know. When do I expect a dip for buying before halving? Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I'm not, and I'm not 100% sure it's gonna happen like that. Ideally, it's gonna happen, so I can capitalize on that. But maybe we just front run it and we go here, and maybe even this third wave gonna be extended to even higher target. Yeah, it could even go here, and maybe we just print a slightly higher high and halving, and that's gonna be the big bull trap, and we finished our big cycle 5 wave on a very small higher high on the halving, on worldwide hype, and we dump on this, and we come back inside that range for the bigger wave 2 consolidation that could take a few years if things keep bullish. I don't know for sure. So we have this count that is compelling for now, but prior to the halving, what I'm more interested in is the smaller 1, 2 here. That's the one I want to position, because I don't know how strong gonna be the third wave of this degree here, right? Yet. And anyway, I want to participate in the market, but yeah, that's the one I want to position in right now. I'm looking for in the next couple of weeks. Could even be quicker, but when you have a quick rise like this, well, you will often get a long retrace, but at the same time here you have a really quick rise, and you have a really quick wave too as well. It can be a stop and you have to jump in right away. That will depend how things behave, if I'm correct on the small account here, and we get a retrace. Well, does it get choppy, slowly down, or even mean, does it get choppy? Does it take its time, or does it get really aggressive, really quick, and I have to be more aggressive as well. Yeah, 24K was a good place to buy. If you 25, I would say. Yeah, but you know, best bet here is, for me, it's gonna be 3 main level. Yeah, I still have my time frame level. Well, I will clean that up when time comes, but most importantly, it will be POC, that trend line, and golden pocket retrace of the move up. Right. With these 3 levels, you get pretty much goodbye area. Goodbyes area. You know, this is most likely terminal checkout, and this is a show of strength. So now we look for backup at the edge of the creek. And for that, the trend line is a really good indication. Now, might have other less precise trend line, higher time frame, channel here, rising channel maybe, or even just really, if it is really shallow, you know, just retest of previous resistance. You know, you will have at least a bit of stop losses here, so maybe that's gonna be enough. We'll see in due time, I suppose. I'm back because, yeah, by the way, it's been a long time since I made a public live stream. Sorry, I was not really here publicly for the very bottom. Oh yeah, I needed a few. I need some time with family and friends, but I'm back, and I'm here to stay the next weeks and months. I will be here for summer, and most likely with more content than usual, hopefully. Now I have a few other account ID, so this 1212 is in fact the account of Elliott Wave International as well. Not Robert Preacher himself, because he's not really a crypto guy, but maybe Tony Carey. That account they shared a few weeks back. Or when you have the big account, so pretty much my main bias as well for the big account here, right? The idea is that we are printing the bigger fifth wave, so we can expect a very long retrace after this. But yeah, they're looking at a 1212 here. Now I have other idea in mind personally, which could be scenario 2 here. So that the idea that we have a full impulse here, you know, not necessarily your prettiest for an elicitation. You have a small wave 3, but our rules are still respected. It's still a good count. Retrace is still nice here. The wave 2. I'm not like, I don't like the new stuff here. So we have an initial target here above last March high. Last year. Now try here. Initial target for the third here at 50,000. Still like this count. Log will give a lot stronger move. You know, we'll see. With the idea we could get a still a correction at some point. I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Yeah. And if we are looking sub count here, ID could be something along this here. Smaller degree. October. Yeah, we can still have a low printed end of year, beginning of next year. Or maybe we take our time and we, maybe we'll be in a retrace during the halving and we'll have the last leg after the halving happened. That could be a nice trap because people are used to being already in the new bull trend when halving happened. I don't want to be focusing too much on that event, but it is quite important and there have been, it was what have been dictated Bitcoin cycle so far. And a third scenario here would be an expanding diagonal. As this leg is bigger than the first one, and we have overlapping between these two, high and low, we can fit a diagonal. A minimal target for a diagonal like this would be for the fifth wave to be bigger than the third, right? So we need to go above the 1-1 extension on linear here. That's pretty much it. Now the thing is, for now, I don't really see how we could, how we can, we need to form 5 waves toward this. We don't have to reach the upper trend line. Often it's going to be front run. It can be overshoot, but on this scale, I will not bet on that. That would be a quite tricky, to say the least, because it will allow us to get back a lot lower here. But with the news events that have been necessary to build a narrative on the downtrend here, for now, I don't really see what could take us here. Well, I see we'll need like maybe a Binance or Tether implosion, Or maybe I'm just overthinking and I can dump on nothing. But for a dump on that magnitude, we have been needed a lot of very strongly bearish events. It doesn't have to retrace that much, but that could be very tricky because technically on the count it could allow us to get back below March low or June low, of course, last week low, but yeah, and still being in 1-2 and then go further around at that point. Why I like the most on that is this is a count that would allow us and keep a bit of balance in terms of time here for having a retrace on the last part of the year here and look for a bottom around November, December, something like this maybe, which is something Bitcoin like to do, right? We did bottom in November here, right? We did bottom in November here as well. have been in the past as well. That was my plan initially, before we made a new high here, or before we started to look like an impulse. I was looking for, for this count, and I was looking for this to continue consolidate a bit longer. I'm not. Well, now I deal with what I have, and now I have an impulse, right? And I have a new high. So if this is the count, the wave 2 is in. If this is a count, the same wave 2 is in, and that means June low will not be breached. So again, on 2 scenario and 3, or even 3 scenario and 3, any retrace here should be a buy. So test of POC or golden pocket on a retrace should be a buy, because you have a strong invalidation on the June low for higher high. It's just that one, well, might be not so much of a run, but there is participation in the chat. POC auction market theory. Not sure what. No, I am not aware of that theory. Or I'm not sure if I'm a member of that under that name. Got into rising channel. Hi Queenie. You're very welcome. Don't need news to go to 8K where it belongs. Okay, Greg, if you say so. The news is not necessarily what drives the price of an asset by itself. It might in some occasion, but it's usually a mean for building a narrative. It's all about narrative here. Now, if you think it's belong to 8K, well, good luck for that. I don't think so. To set things clear, I have very high confidence November low is a low. And now it's 2 scenario and 3. These have high chances of holding at least for a complete impulse. Next, we'll see if it is a lower high or higher low, lower high or higher high. The thing is, I believe we'll be breaching 69K high before breaching 15K if we ever do go back below this level, which I'm pretty doubtful. Or if we do, just mean that Bitcoin is I've pretty much failed. Let's go. Do you think this is wave 5 top, asking June, which just joining, and of a 5th wave impulse? I suppose you're talking about the lower degree, more time frame, I guess. Sorry, there's 30 seconds of delay right now, but it's hard to participate quite quickly here. But if I want to stream in 4K, I have to set latency in normal mode, which sets 30 seconds of delay at least. If you're talking about the lower time frame here, I think it's not finished yet. That doesn't seem like a great bull trap yet. I know, yeah, we did stop a bunch of long, but they're gonna come back. There are already quite a lot of shorts spilling in here. We have a nice short squeeze. Binance selling. Interesting. Now it's Bitfinex pushing up, pushing into their limits, I suppose. Really funny. You see what happened here. What happened on Bitfinex? Big buys here, and then sell happened on Coinbase, which Coinbase were buying since here, and where the last buyers here starting to sell. Binance have been selling since the top of the proposed third wave here, and have been the biggest buyer at the low, which we don't see on CBD, but they were limit buyers as we were seeing during a live stream the other day. Well, during the third, right? I was not really so much aware of the third, but I saw Binance trading at a $100 premium, Tether as well. Yeah, I'd rather buy this than anything else. And as it's trading at a slight discount, and Coinbase have been trading a bit higher. Now, I'm not 100% confident about that particular account here. Maybe I could make this in a folder here. I mean, this is the most compelling one I have now, but you know, if I'm taking things from the beginning here, I could maybe most likely this is as one. But you know, technically, a third wave could go a lot higher here. Right? We could maybe set another extension. Maybe we're still in the third wave here. Maybe we'll go much higher on that one. In fact, I don't really see how we could go to the 561.8 on the third, but here I could see this being still, or maybe this. Right, if I'm looking at the extension here, yeah, I think this is it. Maybe even with, you could even push this higher, you know. That's the question, but I don't really feel we have a top yet. I might be wrong, but yeah, I mean, I should stop saying this. We start to lose the low here. What I could consider still as another trappy thing is maybe if you really retrace here back inside the range and maybe even take the low, could maybe consider this as a flat here, expand it flat and make this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, at least I expected something a bit more trappy here. Some kind of distributional event. It should take a bit of time. Sunday, Monday here. And maybe it's gonna be quick. We tapped out during the weekend. One last squeeze on Saturday evening, Sunday, maybe on Monday open. As you know, there's quite some volume until we take that low. Bulls are still kind of in control, and if we take that low, like right now, it look like an ABC at that point. Maybe even the 123 retrace a bit higher. Yeah. 3, 4, you maybe we have a deep 4 faith. Something along this line. You're gonna need to bait a bit the shorts. And if you really continue to go on more extension, well, maybe we can consider this and we already go for this fifth, and maybe things gonna get a lot quicker than I expect. And if it continue to push a lot higher here and pass the 36,450, basically, might make this a bit precise here. $36,200, $36,300 basically on USD pair here. Would be a minimal target, but if it go above here without any retrace, well, our significant retrace inside that range here, maybe we can consider that even more on linear, yeah, that expanding, yeah, and then have a big retrace and come back below June low. I would really like that. I'm not sure about it, but I would like this because this would, probably create so much FOMO here than the one that miss the entry and are waiting for what I'm suggesting as a retrace inside the range for wave 2. I'm gonna end up FOMOing at the top, and a breach of June low will breach the higher low structure and gonna bring back a bunch of fear here. And quite extreme fear, most likely, that range, with whatever news events to drive it. $36,300. $36,600 here. Sorry, I said 36, yes. One, two, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have a diagonal here. Yeah, that doesn't work. Trying to see how I can stretch this more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we're gonna miss one sub count here. Hardly see it for now. So yeah, I'm gonna stay on this, my favorite count. Is there anything else I can talk about? Well, you know, pretty bullish volume. Pretty good volume here. Now you have exhaustion. Then you reach your last event here on the break of the channel on fear. And fear, according to, well, my personal estimate and also fear and greed index, right? We dipped into fear. That's what I've been looking for during a month. It didn't last long, but we did. We bounce over of what? Lower VWAP support, and most importantly, we bounced off big range value are high, right? Remember if I took the preliminary support, I think so. Maybe not on spots. Okay, no, I just took the last leg. It's kind of a textbook retest support resistance. And that's exactly, well, a good example of a backup at the edge of the creek, in fact. Right? And a higher one where we had a retest of a trend line, I think somewhere here. It wasn't linear. Oh no, it was a bigger one, I remember. You have a nice example of a backup at the edge of the creek here already, because you have your show of strength and impulse, growing demand, change of character, etc., and you retest your trendline resistance here. But this is really where you break out of your range, right? Reaccumulation range is your last event of reaccumulation here. And so that was really another higher degree show of strength, if I can say. And you have your, backup again. But this time not on the trend line, but on the previous resistance. So that's the question. Are we gonna retest that trend line? Come low. And it's roadly draw. Yeah, it's better. That still can come very low. or just a POC of the range, or even just previous resistance, which is not necessarily precise because you have resistance here, here, in this event. But basically, yeah, I guess that ought to block here. And that upper trend, yeah. Anyway, I guess I rambled enough here. That's gonna be all for today. Thanks for joining in. Or maybe just a quick last look here in 1 minute. Yeah, already say it all. Okay. Anyway, thanks everybody. Appreciate you show up, and take care, trade safe, and I see you all very soon. Okay, thanks again. Bye.